Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Tales of Tabletop Triumph. We've got 3 in store for you today, and I hope you guys will like these. And for those of you who've been enjoying this series and leaving comments on it and submitting your own tales through our Discord, thank you very much. If you're stopping by for the first time and you enjoy this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up and consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. And of course, this video is brought to you by our friends at Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde publishes the modules they'd like to play, with offerings for OSR, Castles and Crusades, and 5th edition. No matter what rules are in use, old school gaming is at the table. You can grab Hellebarde modules on DriveThruRPG or via the Hellebarde website at hellebardegames.com. So with that said, let's get right into it. This first tale is titled The Mask Comes Off, and this is from the Dungeon Minister. Mine is recent and pretty simple. We have some kids in our parish who are really too young to play at the FLGS, where the age skews into the upper teens and the foul language follows. So we started a parish D&D group with myself as DM. If it grows, Eldest is interested in running a table. Our first session brought 7 kids and 1 mom for character creation and a simple dungeon. Basic expert, of course. Other moms sat in to watch and help the younger kids write on their character sheets. One of the kids has had some anxiety issues, and recent events really magnified them. He's 13, desperately anxious, and rarely smiles around strangers. His mother told me he hasn't removed his mask in public since the recent events. Anyhow, we gathered, rolled up characters, and started to play. The kids were having a great time, excited about the adventure, and laughing and joking. It was that feeling familiar to us all, I think, of a whole new possibility of fun opening up as they explored the game. About halfway through the session, this kid's mom gives me the big eyes and a head jerk toward her son. His mask is off. He's relaxed and smiling and laughing. Afterward, she told me that's the first time he's taken his mask off outside the house. He's never this relaxed. I answered, he's with his people. And our next tale of Tabletop Triumph comes from Bob P. through our Discord, and it's titled Real D&D Influencers. In 1980 or so, John R. Rogers High School in Spokane, Washington, was contacted by the Northtown branch of the department store Montgomery Wards to see if a few students would be interested to turn up to an early December weekend to play D&D in the store to help shoppers understand the new game. My buddy Kelly and his band buddy Bill were contacted by the school counselor asking if they were interested in the project. Both Bill and Kelly were turned into D&D, but they needed at least a third. My friend Kelly asked me to join them. At the time, I had no idea what this D&D thing was all about. So we met up at Montgomery Wards in Northtown, on Division and Wesley of Spokane. Bill and Kelly came prepared with characters. Kelly was our DM. He and Bill helped me quickly roll up a character. I seem to recall being a human fighter. Kelly, the DM, ran a couple of NPCs, and Bill played a roguelike character. Anyway, here we were, a bunch of 14 to 15-year-olds, sitting on a snowy winter morning in Montgomery Wards and playing with their toys. OMG, how fun was that? We had so many parents wanting to know what we were doing. I don't know if we actually affected sales, but we sure had a great time. I don't recall the campaign, but I seem to recall that I got to level 2. But I remember what is important, hanging out with my buddy Kelly, who's still my brother from another mother 44 years later, and his buddy Bill. Back in the day, our parents had no compunction about dropping us off at a department store. Malls weren't even heard of in our social circles. Although, about 20 years later, Northtown eventually built roofs over the sidewalks and turned the entire multi-acre shopping complex into a mall. That was my first experience with D&D. After that, Kelly and I took turns being a DM, but Kelly was for sure the best of us at the task. We played endless hours with friends, some of whom are no longer with us. We played in each other's bedrooms and living rooms, and in my memory, we played endless hours at a little single-room cabin on Davis Lake, Washington. Facilities consisted of pump water that tasted of rust and a privy that smelled like, well, an outhouse. But we spent 4 summers playing a ton of one-off and two-off sessions. D&D was a nice paintbrush on the memory of our adolescence. And that is a wonderful story. All right, on to the third. This one comes from Elfbait, also on our Discord, and is called Gaining Levels. Gaming has been a part of my life since 1979. It has helped me bond with my little brother, and we share a mutual love of games to this day. I met my best friends through gaming. There's a game store named for a joke I told the owner once. He was my roommate. My wife and I were introduced because we were gamers. Her high school DM married my ex-girlfriend, and they know we would be great for each other. Later, when we had kids, I was able to share my love of gaming with both of my children, and they, now adults, still play. My youngest plays on and off with me in my regular campaign, and my oldest runs his own campaigns. Through gaming, I have made friends across the world who I've never met, but I'm very close with. When my younger brother moved to another city and state, I started gaming with him and his friends online, and when I moved there, not only did I have gaming buddies there, but I now have made real friends. There's no part of my life that gaming has not touched in a positive way. It helped make me friends. It helped make me find a place to fit in. It gave me something to be really good at. I would, without a doubt, not be the person I am today without gaming. Well, those are all awesome stories, guys, and thank you very much for submitting those. It's just great tales of positivity from your tabletops. And if you'd like to share something like that with the show, you can reach out to me through email, bsylvia@gmail.com. You can submit a story on our Discord, which I will link in the description of this video. You can reach out to me on Twitter. Just tell us your story of positivity, folks. So until the next time, have a good one and be good to each other and stay positive. Peace out.